Hey guys,
like literally just walked in from the theater.
Oh my God.
10 minutes ago,
Yeah.
incredible. So we're just gonna start with our reactions in the middle of this video. You know, if you
then
want
we'll,
to see
then we'll
it.
like plow into review.
Yeah.
So, first reaction is it's pretty plus ultra.
Oh
yeah.
my
Oh yeah. We were talking about a lot of things lukewarmly, but this is just, you know, they slam it. I had a good movie experience.
Right, yeah, like
Unquestionably.
that 30,000 foot just view of the movie. It does what an anime movie is supposed to do. It's got
Yes.
tons of fan service.
Oh yeah.
But then it also does things that the anime can't do, but that are important to the story. So like it's this new level of like a movie of like it's not canon, sure, and it is a like, you know, like spin-off movie, but it accomplishes things with like the plot of like what's going on between Deku and All Might in a way that isn't in the manga. So like the anime really just doesn't have the place to ever do it.
Yeah.
It's a different sentiment. It's a different perspective completely. I mean, there's a couple scenes, we'll get to that later, but like they just solidify what they're trying to say, but instead of just saying the same thing again and again, they're like, nope, this is what it's about. And like a lot of unified like cheers in the audience of the movie.
Yeah, so like we saw in a theater, which is also like, you know, a different experience than, you know, watching it every day like on the couch with each other, is you get to see, you really read the room when you're in a
get
theater.
the reaction like how everyone else feels with
like
how many when were your top Scream moments? Because you were within the Scream group. Like
I was so happy because like at first it's like if I see anybody that I love dearly come on the screen, I'm gonna scream. So of course, let's say when Bakugo came on the screen, everyone screamed. When Ida, when Uraraka, we'll get to that in a second. What happened with Uraraka and Deku?
But then they have like what I love, like the same thing, like, you know, getting that instant temperature. Mineta pops on the screen. Everybody went, oh.
That was so funny.
a lot of people hadn't recognized.
I was
the
just like, my
English
people understand. I hate this
Exactly.
character.
We're a unified group, so I feel like we got like a good temperature of like,
and
what
it
everybody's
wasn't. I don't
reaction
feel
was.
like because it was an English dub, so if you're used to the subtitle, it wasn't detrimental. There wasn't a lot
being
of
in a
speaking
theater
parts.
was different enough of a place for me that I was like, okay, I'll listen to the English dub. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
The most important thing is the voice actor for All Might is nailing
it. He was
it.
pretty
So
good, spot on for
you're
sure.
pretty good. I've even got over Ichigo as Bakugo. I moved through
it's fine.
Yeah, but ultimately, go see the movie if you can.
Please do.
Absolutely.
It's a good experience. It's fun. You're good. Lots of fan
tons
service.
of fun, tons of action, like
Tons of
everything
emotion.
you want, everything you deserve out of like an
Yes.
anime movie,
Yes.
and more. So
Yeah.
it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
But now, hashtag spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
We're gonna move into the review section. So.
From the beginning.
From the beginning. So, like, the movie is them, you know, going to the island. We've seen that in the trailer. You know, the rest of the class kind of pops in.
Yeah.
And we're seeing, I know from the trailer, like, it was set up, you know, it's called Two Heroes. And you see in the trailer, it's All Might and his, like, old, like, kind of, like, buddy.
College
sidekick.
And so the whole time going into the movie, I thought, like, those were the two heroes. But no, the two heroes are All Might and Deku!
Oh, and there are lots of scenes in the movie that like hammer that in. Basically, what I love about it more than anything as far as its plot structure goes is it understands it's an anime movie. It understands that this is pre-United States of Smash. So it's really just like, look, we don't have to do too much. It's borrowing a lot of elements from the plot points that you already know, but it's doing a fresh take on it. Like the villain has a moment where he's basically all for one. You know, like there's lots of things and you're like, oh, well, that's just that, and I've seen that.
He's just
before.
Magneto too, which is interesting.
And let's getting you a little bit of prequel for Overhaul. I mean, can we stop
there
with
was
the
like,
Full Metal Alchemist animation?
Hey, it's Yutaka Nakamura.
It
You know, like did all the Brotherhood animation, and he didn't.
yeah.
I don't think he was on the animation team for this movie. Which we'll talk about animation real quick right here. So the guy who animated is like the key animator for season 3. He directed this movie. And it's really interesting because he hasn't done a lot of things before. Like, the guy doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Like,
really?
Just to put that in perspective. But the thing is, you see elements from, like, the best animators kind of being added to his toolkit. So, like, in the United States of Smash fight, we see Bakugo do the, like, super mob psycho, like, the whole background's moving really fast and they keep him, like,
They do a lot of that.
They do a little bit, they do some of that in this movie, but, like, it's in a different way. Like, it's from a different director. He's, like, growing and becoming his own person, and I love it. I love it so much.
He's really good at communicating the difference of movement, like things that are all traveling at high velocity, but different velocities within that velocity.
Parallax.
Like there's a lot of really fun stuff in there.
And there's a really good way they portray All Might's power that we don't see in the anime is we see in the openings, like, we see a lot of, like, All Might flying.
Yeah.
We know All Might can't fly. He's not Superman, but he jumps. But they, he has those wing things on his arm. In this movie, they make a real good point of, like, no, he flexes and kind of uses those, like, wings to orient himself in the air and, like, do things. Like, he's shooting missiles out of the sky with just bursts of air, but not just the, like, smash air punch. And I like that they didn't just take things from the anime. They were like, no, we have our own ideas, too, that we can build, and, like, they work really well in the world.
They started the anime movie, they started the movie perfectly by just showing us exactly what they wanted. They're like, oh, no, this is Young Might. This is him trashing some fools. This is him in a jacket having a good time.
But I will say, definitely, like, with this movie, like, set aside from the anime, you do see, like, a whole different side of All Might than we do from the anime, because it's, like...
More carefree.
Yeah, especially when his younger age, I was just like, this is I didn't think this would be All Might. Who is this man?
They got to, like, extract him out of the kind of Japanese hero system.
Yeah.
Which just gives All Might a lot more room for us to be like, okay, I understand a lot more now.
And
like,
also, they made, I don't know, there's this idea that All Might is American. He's not American. Like, they make a big point in the movie. They're like, no, he's from Japan.
He's from Japan.
And you're like, right, because it's so assaulting in your brain to think that he's not just American. But, like, it's weird. But they do it really well. Nothing feels, like I said, they took all the right pieces together. And everyone gets their good cameos.
We get Kaminari's gag, we get Mineta's gag, you get Ida's gags, like, you get every character's kind of thing, which is a pretty good feat in a movie that has... in an anime that has so many characters that you have to hit those fan service marks on, and the movie just was able to kind of quickly do it. We get a core group of students we really spend time with. The best friend from All Might's childhood who is in charge of this made-up city is the bad guy.
Nani?
It's like, it's every Japanese thing. But I love that is actually really kind of at the 75% mark in the movie, and then they give us this whole, like, finishing arc with Deku and All Might getting to be a tag team, which is something we'll never get to see in the anime.
This is another thing, too, that I saw with this movie. You really see the relationship of All Might and Deku.
In like, a physical sense, though, which is, again, we can't get that in the anime because All Might can't do that anymore.
Right.
And we didn't get that in the manga, so we know that that's just... There's nowhere else for that to happen.
And the best part about that, there were a lot of good scenes, including the bodybuilder pose, and, lots of great punches, of course, but I think, without a doubt, the most pure emotion that I got from the audience and from myself was when we're seeing that great movement animation, we're seeing All Might, we're seeing Deku, like, running together towards a goal, and we get All Might's back, and then Deku comes right behind him, and they start mirroring. They're both running towards the same. That's the movie right there. Those are the two heroes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly, two heroes.
Yeah, and it's succinct, and like you were saying, the best friend's the bad guy. Then there's like a double plot, and the villains switch up. All that
stuff we know is gonna be in an anime movie.
We've seen a lot of anime. We know how this works.
They dial up the tension, and they do their damn thing, and then they move on. Like, this movie is My Hero to a T, where there's no extra anything.
Yeah, it's, as much as we just talked about, like, we got our fan service points and, like, every character hit their beat, they, like, reserve the last 20% of the movie to be an epic fight scene.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Plus Ultra.
眠れない闇色の時